it's Coy. Welcome back to my channel. I want to do a little bit different video for y'all today that kind of goes into like my lessons learned as a content creator. So if you don't know, well, probably none of y'all know because I never talked about this before, but growing up, like I was always taking pictures, making videos, writing plays, like filming movies, music videos, everything. Um, I remember one time I was maybe like 6 or 7, and I had my brothers get outside in the driveway, and I had like set up all these obstacles or whatever, and we was having like an X Games. I was the videographer for the X Games. I was a journalist. I was interviewing them. Like I was always doing something. Like I remember so many instances we would like write plays. My brothers and I would get together. We would write plays. We would go outside. We would rehearse. We would do like set up the props, set up the scene, and then we would call my parents out and call our neighbors over to watch the play. Obviously, it was trash, but like we were like being creative in our creative bag, whatever, as kids. So when I look back on my life, I realized that like content creation, like as it's called now, is something I've been doing my whole life. I just really am fascinated by like telling stories. I love making videos. I love editing videos. Like I like the artistic approach to videos, like cinematography type. I like the scoring process, like adding music that kind of portrays a certain mood or whatever. Like I like the whole process from beginning to end. So I've been like on and off with my YouTube since like COVID, really trying to figure out like how I want my YouTube to be. And I decided I'm just gonna stop overthinking it and just like YouTube exactly what I'd be doing. Like I feel like my life's pretty interesting. It may not be interesting every day, but it's interesting as far as what I'm doing sometimes. And I have a lot of like stories to tell. I have a lot of stories to tell. Like when I look back on my life, like there's so much stuff that I could talk about that could be like lessons learned for other people or like whatever it might be. But I just want to share that stuff with the world, and like really get it out there. So yeah. That being said, though, this video is going to focus on lessons learned, the lessons I learned as a content creator after like the first week of just trying to do as much as I can and learn as much as I can as I'm like starting to really get like consistent and dedicated to my craft. All right. So I got 7 lessons for you, 7 lessons that I learned last week that I hope can help you if you're on a content creation journey, or just help you understand a little bit about what it's like um, as a content creator and like where our heads be at. All right. So lesson number 1: every platform is partial towards their own videos. So if you edit a video on one platform, like say I shoot a video, I edit it on Instagram Reels, but then I want to upload the same video to YouTube Shorts and TikTok, the platforms don't like that. The social platforms don't like that. If you edit a video on IG Reels, TikTok is gonna know, and they're not gonna put your video in the algorithm. And like same thing for YouTube, and same thing for all the platform across all the platforms, vice versa. So even though it takes like way more time, obviously, because you gotta, instead of editing a video one time and uploading it, you gotta edit it multiple times. Um, it's worth it in the end because you obviously want those platforms to put your stuff in the algorithm so that people can engage with it, and that's how you build a following and everything else. So it's worth it to go through the editing process all those times. It's tedious, it's redundant, but it is worth it if you care about getting views. I did a little experiment where I posted a video that I had made on TikTok on YouTube, but I added YouTube's own music on top of it instead of posting it with the original audio. And I noticed that kind of helped that video get more views. But that video is also like in my niche, in my content area, and it's kind of why people will come to my page anyway. So I can't really say like if the reason it performed better was because it was from TikTok or whatever, but just from what I've noticed, the videos that you create on the platform, edit on the platform, and upload on the platform directly, they perform better in the algorithm. So something to note. All right. Number 2, have pre-selected talking points for the times you're addressing the camera. I feel like my best moments in the first vlog were when I already knew what I wanted to discuss. So it wasn't like the impromptu, like obviously the impromptu is important for a vlog if I'm showing you like what I do on a daily basis. It's not always planned out and things are going to happen. Spontaneous things are going to happen all the time. So you can't plan for everything, and you shouldn't plan for everything because those spontaneous things are part of like the excitement of life and watching somebody else's life. But what you should do is when I'm addressing y'all, when you're addressing whoever's going to watch your video, when I'm addressing the viewers, I want to have like pre-selected talking points. Like on here, I laid out my 7 lessons learned. So as I was going through my week, I kept constantly updating this note to make sure I was keeping track of everything that I want to talk about. It's just that simple. Like jotting something down on a sticky note when you want to talk about it, or when you know it's going to help provide context to what you're already going to do, or even after the fact when you're reflecting on something that you just recorded. It's like even those reflections need to serve some type of purpose, some serve an overall purpose, whether it's a lesson learned, a funny moment you want to emphasize, or like a connection to a previous story or previous content you published, whatever the case may be. You need to be purposeful when you're addressing your audience so that they feel compelled to stay engaged. That's another lesson I learned. And I learned that from mostly watching other people's vlogs. Like Duke Dennis, I've been on his page heavy. Um, a couple of vloggers out of Toronto, I don't know how I got on their page, but they be making like pretty good content. And I noticed that it's very clear that when they're doing like talking head portions like this, I'm talking directly to y'all. Is very, very structured. They know exactly what they're going to say. Well, Duke Dennis maybe not as much because he be out and about, but you know what I'm saying. You get the gist. Like, have a plan, have a script. Even vlog content, even though it's your life or whatever, you still need it to be scripted in a sense so that it's organized and people can very easily follow what's going on. That's lesson number 2. All right. Number 3. So this one was just like, it kind of bugged me when I had to accept it, but I've accepted it now, and I'm looking for like how I'm gonna make the adjustment. But lesson number 3 is that lifestyle content is not a niche within itself. So I'm on a journey to kind of reconstruct my personal brand with the hopes of collaborating with other creators and other people who care about personal branding, personal development, personal growth, or whatever the case may be. So in my mind, giving y'all access to like the things I do on a daily basis, i.e. lifestyle content, is the best way to portray that personal branding story and that personal growth journey as it goes. But even then, that content still needs to be targeted towards something specific. So like for me, for example, I'm going to focus on like coming into my identity, like what's it like growing up, realizing you're gay, for example, like what's it like making that transition from being a femme all the way into being a stud. Just like my experiences, like I want it to be like lessons learned, like personal journals type, so that people can hear my stories, take the lessons from them, and move on and hopefully make better decisions than I did, or do the same thing I did, or whatever the case may be. Just be, just use it for whatever it may be. And most importantly, I just want to like build community. Like I want people to feel comfortable and know that I'm approaching them from a place of authenticity. And it's like I want everybody to revel in that same comfort. Reach out to me, contact me on IG, reach out to me on YouTube, reach out to me on TikTok, whatever the case may be, and let's build community. If you have a story you want to share, like share it with me. Like I'm all about hearing about how we're all experiencing this world differently and sharing that with a larger audience. That's really all I want to do for real. So lifestyle is not a niche. Storytelling, lesson learned, personal growth, all that stuff is a niche. So when you're filming your content, it needs to be like, it needs to fall in line with that niche. And I have an interesting challenge coming up because I'm going on a trip with my best friend for her birthday here in a couple weeks. And I want to do like a travel vlog, but I got to figure out how I'm gonna do a traditional travel vlog, and also connect it to like the overall idea of my journal, of my channel, excuse me, about like personal growth and stuff. So I might do like a quality time with my best friend, like this is what we do, these are the questions we ask each other. Or I might just do like a turn like lit vlog. Like if you have a heavy opinion about it, get in the comments, let me know which one you want to see. But obviously I'm gonna have fun on vacation, and I'm gonna show y'all the fun, but I want it to be purposeful as well. So as soon as I figure out what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna post a video on YouTube, and then y'all are gonna go like it, and then you're gonna subscribe to my page. And matter of fact, while I'm thinking about it, if you haven't subscribed to my page, go subscribe to my page right now, bro. I swear to God. Now I'm just playing, but I mean, please subscribe. I would like for you to subscribe. I would like for you to like this video, so that you can get notified when I post again. And that's kind of the whole point of being on YouTube. So yes. Number 4, lesson number 4. So I was trying to figure out what aspect ratio is best to film in. So with like current technology, this question gets kind of tricky, right? If you don't know what aspect ratios are, like apps like TikTok, IG, Snapchat, they film in portrait orientation. So like you hold your phone up straight like this. This is how you film your stuff. So if you're getting a video and portrait orientation is going to be better suited for those apps where the apps that you use like this, right? Like that's kind of how you make that connection. So you scroll TikTok like this, you want your videos from TikTok to be uploaded in portrait orientation, which means you want to shoot them in portrait orientation. However, YouTube, the platform that we're all trying to grow on, I assume you're trying to grow on if you're watching this video, prefers landscape orientation, and any other like type of long form video content, whether it's Twitch streams or lives or whatever the case may be, prefer landscape orientation. So when it comes to determining which aspect ratio to film in, you have to decide what content you want to show to which platform. So for me, that means starting every day knowing like this is the content that I'm getting for this specific video that I'm going to put on this specific platform, and using that to determine my aspect ratio as far as am I going to hold my phone in portrait mode or am I going to hold my phone in landscape mode, if that makes sense. Some people are like okay with taking YouTube content and uploading it on TikTok in the YouTube format, and it's just like a long video. And sometimes you see on TikTok it'll say like turn your phone sideways to view this video full screen or whatever. I don't necessarily like that. I feel like it's lazy, and I just feel like it's kind of like corny. I don't know. I want my content to be conducive and to be basically ideal for whatever app I'm gonna post it on. So I don't like doing that, but luckily with the CapCut desktop app, it's so easy to take a video from landscape orientation, so a big video, and turn it portrait. And it'll do this for your videos automatically using AI. It'll take one long video, so you got an hour long video. It'll take your long video and it'll turn it to like 6 or 7 reels or TikTok, or YouTube shorts that you could post, and then they will be landscape orientation. And they'll be converted in a way that like makes it so that it still fits. Like you can't necessarily tell that the video was originally shot in landscape, if that makes sense. So I find that tool to be really, really useful when it comes to keeping my aspect ratios consistent. And it keeps it less confusing when I don't have to decide like, oh, did I get this shot in portrait and did I get this shot in landscape, because I want it on both TikTok and YouTube or whatever the case may be. So that's something to think about though, because it does make a difference in the quality of your content if you're shooting it in the aspect ratio that you need to be shooting it for whatever app you plan on posting your content on. So yes. Number 5, B-roll footage is just as important as the camera facing stuff, especially for transitions between scenes, either to show that it's the next day or to show that you're moving locations, changing activities, or whatever the case may be. So one thing that I definitely want to improve and focus more on, especially while I'm on my trip, is capturing B-roll footage of everything. And I was watching a YouTuber earlier today, and he was saying like, even if you opening the door, closing the door, grabbing the door handle, like everything you could think of needs to be B-roll footage, because if you don't have planned transitions in your content, that B-roll is going to come in handy helping you transition between scenes and making it clear like, okay, we moved from here to here, or it was Saturday night and now it's Sunday morning, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, B-roll, something I'm going to focus on for sure. And when I drop my video series, that's coming here very soon, about my coming out journey, that's gonna be one thing that I hope you guys notice that I incorporated or tried to incorporate very well is B-roll footage. So we'll see. Hopefully it works out. I have a vision, obviously, of how I want it to go. I've written out all my notes and everything. So yeah, speaking of writing notes, I want to add that even your B-roll footage needs to be scripted. So earlier we were talking about like scripting your content and having a plan and knowing what you're gonna say. When you're deciding to shoot B-roll footage, it needs to be scripted in a way that so that you can tell the story you want to tell using the scenes that you captured. It needs to be intentional. Like it can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna show a scene of a car driving down the street, but really what this scene is supposed to be expressing is a transition where we walk to the next block. They need to fit. So if I was you, as you're scripting out your content and you're writing out how you want your vlog to go, what purpose you want it to serve, I think you should insert your B-roll in there. Like, oh, when we get from the airport to the destination, like I want a video of the plane wing. I want a video of me rolling my suitcase. I want a video of me sitting in my seat, buckling my seatbelt. I want a video of me working on my laptop during the flight. Like, write all that down so that when you're editing, you already know exactly how you want it to look. You know what order to load your videos in, and at that point, you're just literally cutting, trimming the extra, splicing the audio, obviously, and doing all your extra steps to make your video fancy. So yeah, that's one note I would say. B-roll footage is super super important. So focus on it for sure. Number 6, the best way to figure out what right looks like is to watch other people or people you want to emulate. Like I said, I've been watching Duke Dennis basically nonstop. I think I've seen all his videos on YouTube like 3-4 times by now. Just trying to figure out what right looks like. Like, what is it that these audiences are gravitating towards that makes him such an attractive content creator? What is it that brands see in him that make him so attractive? And as I'm watching, I'm taking notes. I'm taking mental notes. I'm learning like certain interactions he has or certain things that he says that become popular. You know what I'm saying? Like, just watch the people that you want to be like. As corny as that sounds and as like weird as that sounds, watch the vlogs that you want to emulate. Watch the vlogs that you want people to be watching your vlogs. You want, dude, Dennis got 3.9 million subscribers on YouTube and 167 videos. Like, that's obviously a dream for anybody's on a content creation journey. So he's done it. So now I would like to watch him and replicate his process and kind of do what he's done. He's shown what right looks like or what resonates anyway with a certain audience. And if that's your audience, that's who you should be trying to emulate. Does that make sense? And obviously, it doesn't have to be Duke. It doesn't even have to be anybody famous. I was on a Reddit post the other day, and this lady posted a video, and I thought it was absolutely fascinating. She has like 16 subscribers on YouTube. So it's like, I watched that video and I took notes the same way I take notes on Duke Dennis's video, because both videos I could get something out of, I could learn something from. So if you genuinely are serious about like making good quality content and wanting to do this long term, watch other YouTubers, watch other vloggers, and see what they're doing. That's definitely a lesson learned from last week. And then lastly, number 7, this is more of a personal one, but weekly vlogs are not for me. So moving forward, I'm going to focus on vlogging certain activities, routines, trips. I might bring back weekly vlogs for like Vlogmas, but I posted my weekly vlog on YouTube last week, and even as I'm watching it myself, I'm trying to figure out like, what is even the purpose of this? Like, what's the purpose of this? I'm showing my lifestyle, I get it, but it's like, it just feels purposeless. So moving forward, I'm going to make sure that I'm actually writing a purpose for every vlog that I have. B, meeting that purpose instead of vlog with the B-roll and the footage that I get, talking directly to the camera. Have a script, have a plan, establish order. And I'm going to make sure my blog is specific to something, anything. It could be my morning routine, what I do in a day, my nighttime routine, a trip I'm taking, or whatever the case may be. So the weekly like general day in the life vlogs, definitely not day in the life, but like just the weekly, like this is what I did all week, that kind of serve no purpose vlogs, I'm gonna get away from. I might do like a weekly or a bi-weekly lessons learned thing, especially like as I'm still new, trying to get my feet wet and everything. But as far as just like showing a bunch of stuff, like I don't think I want to show a bunch of stuff. I think I want brands to see my personality. I want brands to see who I am, what I believe, how my identity aligns with their mission as a brand and a purpose. And I want to collaborate with those people. I want to make content that can connect me with other people who have had similar experiences to me, who share the same interests as me, who have suffered the same pain as me, whatever the case may be. And I want to just create like a safe intellectual space where we can share ideas, and just like be cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all multifaceted individuals. Like, I love to have fun. I love to be outside with my friends, turning up or whatever the case may be. I love going to sports games. Like, so I plan to vlog all of that, especially as we get into the summer. Like, I want to really like let y'all see what I like to do, because I'm very, very bad at letting people get to know me, and that's a cycle that I'm trying to break this year. Like, I want to stop being afraid to be seen by people. I'm like a dope ass person, and I want other people to be able to see that. And I want to share in other people's dopeness. Like, I want to see how everybody does their thing. You know what I'm saying? Does their thug thistle. See, that's all I had for today. Like I said, please subscribe to my channel. if a creator account subscribes to my channel, I always subscribe back to their channel just to kind of show that mutual support. So if you're a creator, content creator, even if you guys 0 subscribers, I'll subscribe back to you just to show that we all in this together. And that's how we build community, obviously. So yeah, like this video, subscribe to the channel. Other than that, I will see y'all next time.